And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today we are talking about business coaching versus university degree, because there's a lot of people in this world that are confused about what might be better than a university degree. So let me give you a caveat to this message, because I am a business coach. I do help guys to progress in their lives and to progress faster than they've ever done in their entire lives. So I am biased, however. Having said that, going to university has three components to it that we need to understand. We want to make sure that you have time, money, and freedom, not only short term, but we want you to have that exponentially for life, right? You don't want to just have time and money right now and freedom right now and then pay the rest of your life for that time, money, freedom that you had as a student in university. You want to make sure that you pay now while you got the health, while you don't have any responsibilities, while life is easy, to make sure that life is hard. You decide whether your life is easy or hard when you have no responsibilities. I recommend choosing the hard way, the hard road, because that'll help you grow and help you develop and help you get everything in life that you desire. Having said that, time, money, freedom, how does that stack up when it comes to business coaching versus university degree? Let's first start out with time, okay? Basically, if you have time and money, you have freedom, right? So it's basically just those two, but let's keep it simple. For now, time. In university, you have a lot of time. Like extreme amounts of time, I might add, because there's not that much responsibility. You simply go to class if you want to, and the majority of people don't go to class. Guess what? 50%, you'll probably be one of those if you go to university. You're not going to go to class because you discover that, yeah, the classes are extremely boring, and you simply, go online on your computer during class, and you don't even remember what the teacher said because you were busy researching what you needed to pay tomorrow or paying bills or whatever ridiculous things people are doing while they're on the school bench, right? And then they have homework, and then they basically don't do much of that either, so they basically just cruise through university. This is what majority of people do. Yes, there are 30 to 40% of students that actually take things seriously and get top grades, etc., but remember that the beast time ago that grades don't freaking matter. They don't freaking matter one iota for anyone. It's like it just helps to get your first job. And then your second and third and fourth job, guess what? They're not going to look at your grades. They're going to look at your experience. They're going to look at the skills that you learned in your past job. They're going to make sure that you didn't get fired from your job, because if you did, then they'll be very curious as to why that happened, etc., okay? So I'm just saying that you have so much time during university that it's bad for you. It literally is horrific for your future success, because you'll get into the habit of having tons of time if you are the majority of those that go to university. Let's compare that to being coached by me, for example. Okay, what do you do in terms of time? Do you have time when you're coached by Joseph? No, not at all. Why? Because I tell you to work 80-hour work weeks. That's why. And I made tons of videos about why the 80-hour work week works so perfectly in terms of you achieving your dreams and goals. However, on this video, I'll just simply say that the 80-hour work week will help you to get obsessed about success. Obsessed about success. Okay? There's nothing else like it. Nothing else but the 80-hour work week. And SR is great as well, but SR won't work without the 80-hour work week. So basically, what I'm saying is that the 80-hour work week is what's going to take you to the land of your dreams. You don't believe me? Try it out. You'll see what I mean. You don't have any time during those short years. Now, let's talk about the 10,000 hours. There's a fantastic book called The Outliers. Malcolm Gladwell wrote it. You should read it too, but if you are being coached by me, I don't recommend you reading because you don't have time for that crap right now, okay? Once you got employees, once you're beginning to truly delve into building businesses, then we can start talking about books. But for now, forget books and go to work. You know enough. You know enough to get money in. And that's the first priority. We'll talk about the money afterwards. But in terms of time, he says that the outliers, they have something in common. Every single person who is elite performer in their field or in what they do in life that they're making a lot of money on, they've done for at least minimum 10,000 hours. What is that? That's 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year, times 5 years. So that's basically having a full-time job for 5 years. You'll be a master basically at what you're doing. Okay? However, if you do 80-hour work week, you'll be a master in 2.5 years. Sounds better? That's, at least I think so. But that's what I'm saying. You won't have any time the next 2.5 years because you're doing the 80-hour work week. So these 10,000 hours, why are these better than school? Well, basically, once you go into university, you'll put in those 10,000 hours if you're going to get a master's. In Europe or in other countries, usually it's like 5 years. But in America, it's 6 years. Because you do 4 years as a bachelor and then you do 2 years as a master's. But basically, we say 10,000 hours. So you're going to become a master at your field. Great. But now that you are a master at your field, now you actually have to get a job. Right? Okay, so how much money and time did you spend on your university degree? Probably 40 hours a week. That's what a normal person would do over the time of 5 years. And then with partying and socializing and all that crap, then eventually you finish your master's and now you're in debt majority of the time. There's a lot of places that are free university, but those are anomalies, okay? Most places, college degrees cost money. Okay, so having said that, you're in debt, you've got a lot of knowledge, okay, and now you got to apply it somehow and get experience. But for those of you that are on my Instagram, you know, I put out a post the other day. I wish I could show you. Maybe no, it's fine. It was basically a horse that couldn't move because he was stuck because no one wants to employ him because he doesn't have experience, but he won't get an experience unless someone employs him. This is the crap that every single university student very often end up with in a bad time frame of the economy. So if the economy is doing bad, okay, and you're not top 5% or top 10% of your class, you're going to have a hard time finding a job. So you're going to be in debt, you're going to have a lot of knowledge you can't apply, and you've forgotten 90% of it, by the way, and then you can't find a job. That was a waste of time. And then maybe you get a higher paid job than the guy that, you know, never goes to university but also never builds a business. Okay, great, you're better than him, but you put yourself in a very difficult situation because now you have a lifestyle. Now you actually compare yourself to other people around you. Oh, he has the same kind of degree. That means that I need to have the same type of lifestyle and I got to be comparable to him, you know, to keep up with the Joneses. Very bad idea. When you're building businesses, you don't care about what other people think. When you are a high-paid employee, you do. So that's what I want to help you understand is that qualifying for that's going to make you not want to ever build a business in the future because you're too scared, because you got a wife and you've got 3 kids now and you can't get out of these responsibilities, and so you can't quit your job because my wife is going to freak out that we don't have a lifestyle or that I'm thinking about not giving her the lifestyle that she deserves, etc., etc., etc. Horrible idea. However, business coaching, let me tell you how that would work. In terms of the 10,000 hours, what would happen is that you'd invest those 10,000 hours, and this is pretty much how the business, how I would basically, the business plan that I would have for your life if you were coached by me, okay? I'd be basically, the first 3 months, we'd fix the foundational crap that you've had from your childhood and from your teenage years and from low self-worth and all that crap, and manage to get past the first 90 days of SR. That's the first 3 months. The 3 next months we'd figure out properly, okay, and we'd also get you those 3 jobs or 2 jobs in order for you to get to 60, 70 hours work week. Then the next 3 months we would focus on you completing 80-hour work weeks because you've now figured out what type of business you want to establish. We spend a lot of time on that because we don't want to start a business that you're going to hate in the long term, right? So after 6 months, you now have a business, you now are working, you now have money because you've worked for 6 months, right? Or 5 months, whatever it is. And then now, these next 6 months, you're building consistency into your schedule. Okay? Consistency. Going to work 60 to 70 hour work weeks and then having those 10 to 20 hours building your business so that you can build income to replace the second job. Okay? We want to do that within 1 year. Great. The 6 next months after that, we want to help you to replace the last job. We want to take 18 months to replace you completely in terms of giving you the income that you have so that you never, ever in your life ever again will have a boss and will have a job. Why would you want that? JOB stands for just over broke. You don't want to be in that situation, and that's exactly what a college degree will give you. It gives you a job. You talk to most people that get college degrees, they're going to tell you that, you ask them, when do you think you're going to retire? Well, doesn't everyone retire at 65, 67? And then you're like, oh my gosh, he doesn't get it. That's how I want you to think. I want you to realize that you can retire at least not from working. Who wants to retire from working? I want to work until I'm 125 or until I drop dead, okay? I'm going to keep working forever. But for you, you can at least retire from having a full-time job and working for a boss at all. And that can happen in 18 months if you follow my program, if you follow my system and you hire me as a coach. So you see how that took 18 months. Now, if you horribly suck, I have a hard time coaching you, or you pick a career that's absolutely horrific in terms of building exponential growth because there's just way too much competition, okay? I'm not going to choose the career for you. You choose your career, but there are some careers that are just a bit more difficult than others because they're femininely inclined, which means that you have a lot of competition with a lot of other guys because a lot of other guys, or most guys, are feminine. So they're not going to choose masculine traits or masculine endeavors, if that makes sense. Okay, so now basically you take 18, let's say that we're not that fast, okay? Let's say that everything is horrible and my plan doesn't work out and it takes twice as long. It takes 36 months or 24 months. It shouldn't really never take more than 24. But that's basically 2 or 3 years. You go to university. What happens? 2 to 3 years, what have you finished? Nothing. If you're in America, you haven't even finished your bachelor's. And what has this person that has been coached by me received? He now has a business, he probably has employees, and now he's replaced his incomes, which means that he makes at least $10,000 a month, at least, and then he also has managed to accumulate at least $100,000 in net worth, for sure, in 24 to 36 months. Are you kidding me? Okay? So I have clients that are basically on this track, and they haven't even gotten to 18 months yet, and they're close. Do you understand what I'm saying here? What's the difference? You pay me, what, $500 a month? What if I was $1,000 a month? Who cares? However it costs. Think about this. This is me, though. There might be other coaches out there as well, better business coaches, who knows? But I'm extremely affordable. So that's what I can give you here. So let's say it was $500 a month, and then you compare that to going to school, a university degree. I'm making this video now assuming that you want to get rich. If you don't want to get rich, go to a freaking other channel. This is not for you if you don't want to get rich. But if you want to get rich, I want you to pay attention. This is crucial. Don't flip and go to school. It is one of the worst detours you can do on your journey to success. So you do that university degree, and then you are in debt, and then you can't find a job, and that's after 6 years. Okay, and you compare that with the dude who's replaced himself. He never will work another job in his life. It's insane, guys. It's insane. I love this topic so much because that's what I wish all of the people that I was around knew when I was your age. Okay, I'm usually talking to like 16-year-olds, 25-year-olds, all that stuff. Okay, having said that, do you know how much a Harvard education costs? If you look it up, it'll say approximately $75,000 a year. And then they say, but it's actually a lot cheaper than that because of scholarships and because of this and because of that and blah, 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 blah. So they basically say that, you'll probably manage to get out of there with $12,000, just for the school costs. And then you have all the other costs as well, of course, of living expenses, books, and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, but let's just say that it was $12,000 a year. That's not too much, okay? But a Harvard education, you'll still need 4 to 6 years. And then you compare $1,000 of coaching, and you'll finish the job in 36 months or a lot less, depending upon how driven you are and how much you listen to your coach, basically. So, and imagine if it's $500 a month. That means that you're saving half. Oh my gosh, a Harvard education will get you a good job. Yes, it might. But you might not get into Harvard. That's one. Number two, you might be in the situation where you're not top of your class, so you don't get the best paid jobs. And then when you do get out of school, you still have a job. Which means that if they're going to pay you $100,000 a year or $200,000 a year, they're gonna make sure that they get every single cent out of your brain and out of your work effort, or else you're fired. Okay? That's how corporations function. If you don't perform, you don't work. And that's how it is. It's tough out there. In many ways, having your own business, once you've learned how to do it, is easy. It's like you figured out business and you take 5 to 6 years to figure it out. It's going to be hard, man. It's going to be the hardest thing you do in your entire life, except monogamy, if that's what you choose. But building a business in the first 5 years of your career life, when you're 18 years old or 23 or whatever it is when you start, that's going to be the hardest thing you do, working those 80 hours and listening to me. The worst thing you do, okay, compared to school, which is not hard, which is where you have your freedom, but then you're basically choosing to work hard and be in hell for the rest of your life. Instead of building a business, you're having a coach, and then it's hard for a few years, but then the rest of your life is freaking easy, and you can work on the things that you want to do when you want to, and you get to choose who you work with. It's insane. Like, the future is truly that universities are going to lose people. The only people that are going to go to universities are women. And it's happening as we speak. There's more women that are getting college degrees, that are graduating, than men ever since 1980s. Okay? They're outperforming men in university. So, like, you want to leave that behind. Because everyone goes to college now. You need to do the thing that's different. All of the huge companies like Google, Facebook, and all those guys that are employing people, they don't care if you have a university degree anymore. They lifted that 5 years ago or whatever it was and said that, yeah, that's not really important for us anymore. What's important is his attitude, the way he thinks, and if he thinks big, and if he's right for the team. And I completely agree, guys. If you haven't checked out crypto development, I highly recommend it as we speak right now. If you just don't know what kind of business you want to do. Down below, there's a link to Joseph.ONTRACC's course. The professional course is absolutely amazing. I'm even taking it right now because I love this stuff. And it's also the best time, the best opportunity that it has ever been, ever. Okay, because 2021 is going to be huge in terms of adoption. If you just simply study that course for 6 months, you will be an expert, massive expert compared to 99.99999% of the population, which makes you very employable if you want a job for a time before you start building your businesses in the future. That means they basically say on Joseph.ONTRACC's website, this is LinkedIn, this is Joseph.ONTRACC saying $200,000 to $250,000 a year, working remotely with your computer at home for a crypto company. Dang, why wouldn't you want to check it out? It costs like $600 or $700 for his entire course, and they help you even get a job at the end of it. It's insane. Check out the link down below. Also, if you like trading, I highly recommend Crypto Crew University. They have a freaking 70% discount right now, and his stuff is legit awesome. Okay, and if you don't want to sign up to that, make sure you subscribe to Crypto Crew University on YouTube, and the link is down below. Anyway, guys, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. University is out. It's over. It's done. They're going to go bankrupt, all of them, okay? The only ones that are going to survive are those that are in the STEM field, most probably. Coaching, however, that's a new special thing if the coach knows what he's doing, okay? Online courses is here to stay. Coaching will turbocharge you to your destination. This is the Men of High Value channel. Thank you so much for watching. Let's see if anyone commented, and if they did, let's see. I will see you guys in the next one.